Welcome back, everybody, to Factorio Recursion. This is episode number 21. It sure is quiet out here now that there's not much happening. That should change pretty soon. Yesterday? It wasn't yesterday. Last episode, we started moving a lot of our base inside the base. And today, we need to compact all of this quality of life stuff, making all the things we need to build our base. We need to put that inside this guy, the Factory Building Mk3. We're going to put these guys inside of him. All this stuff has to go in there, and this is more space than that guy has, so we'll have to do some further recursioning. Last time, brief refresher, we laid down all these belts, figuring out how much iron, how much copper we'd need, and then how all of that was going to fit inside here. There's the layout, and this was just a quick and dirty thing so that I could do the overarching schematic of how A flows to B, flows to C. But I did a quick little thing, and I made that much more compact. And basically what we need to do is we only have so much room here for these roboports. If we put them just a little bit closer together, they're going to connect to each other, and we'll have robots flying across this middle space. Really, we only have room for so many roboports, and so we need to maximize their efficiency by limiting their flying distance. But 4 of these chests is actually going to be enough. We don't need to use all 8 of these chests. It's not quite such a waste of space in terms of the robot's fly distance out here, because these guys are right next to each other. But inside the base, they're quite far away. So there is a better design that I've made that's much more compact. So I think we'll probably just use these 4 inner ones for the iron ore and the 4 inner ones on the right for the copper ore. Let's pick up just all of that. And then with that done, we should be able to move this guy down a bit. Let's see, do I have a blank blueprint? Bloop, bloop. Okay, my inventory's shifting around. Grab this guy, blueprint him. Then we want him basically centered with those 4 chests on the left. I guess it can't be perfectly centered. This one is one down. Oh, yeah. Okay, something like that. And we can get rid of this. As soon as it finishes auto-saving, I swear... Oh, you know what? Options, controls, other. Auto-save. 2 minutes. Yeah. Okay, so I updated to a more recent version of the game. And they had removed some previous versions from the Steam beta options or whatever. So it reverted all my settings. Resume. There we go. So that's going to be right there. And then this guy is going to be right there. So now we need to blueprint him. Which one is which? This one? Okay, let's delete that. We're going to blueprint this guy. Good. Then we'll pick up all this and move that down as well. So that should free up a lot of space on the north side of our main factory building. For, I guess for the nuclear stuff primarily is the one thing I really needed to find room for. Do all that and that. Oh, and we also need to pick up that, but we can wait a second. Which one was it? There we go. Okay, so this one as well needs to be centered with the 4. But if we just move it up 1, I think that's fine. Like that. And we might have to move that again as well, because we'll need a bunch of belts to be going inside this guy to be crafting all this stuff. We can always move stuff around again. In fact, we might move it to these top 4 for the copper. We could have the copper only go into those top 4. And so those belts could be there. And we would still have a pretty good amount. See, now we've got room for this guy. If we move this one downwards... Pick up all that. Let's go ahead and move him down. And you're right there. All right. So if we just move him down, we're going to center him. I guess so. He doesn't actually need to be centered, but for now, we'll just keep him centered. And I'm going to move him up a little bit. All this stuff, we're just going to move around as we see fit. Giant modules. All this information just got transported because basically... What this building is actually doing in terms of like the game design, this is actually more of like a portal to the nether. Like in Minecraft, you're going to a different region entirely. This is a little pocket dimension, and this building is just a giant portal. Like a 14 by 14 portal. But okay, so those belts will be going into there. to go into our main area there, and all these 14 as well. Maybe this guy will have to be over here, actually, now that I think about it, because all these belts have to round up, and we'll have to have some belts like that. But the main thing I wanted to work on today to get started is I want to start compacting all of our quality of life stuff into this guy. And I've got a number of ideas to do that. First of all, I don't want to have to run all around to find individual items when I need them. So what we're going to do is we are going to have kind of like a little depot drop-off here with requester chests. Just sort of something like this. Oh, we need a roboport so that stops flashing. Thank you. Probably a double layer deep. I don't know exactly how many we will need. And these will hold all the items we want. All of these things. Some of them we don't need in huge numbers. So, for instance, like we could request all of our chests to this one chest. So I could request some steel chests, and then our logistical chests could all go there. And am I even making active? I don't know that I'm ever going to use active provider chests. Factory requester chests, I don't think I want automated. But yeah, we could have like one chest that carries those items. So it would look something like that. I guess I don't have any storage chests on me. And then we could have one that would have like inserters, and for some things that we need a lot of, like rails, we would have one full chest for it. But that would be sort of like that. And then another issue that I would like to provide a solution for is the fact that my character runs so fast now. Often it's kind of hard to negotiate all this little stuff. So I want to design this area with kind of like a path system. And we might even create an opening here to enter into the path system. Let's put down a few of these, because otherwise we are going to be getting those little flashing symbols. I just want to make sure this is all covered with our logistics system. So when I put this stuff down, it doesn't scream at me with the flashing blinkers. All right, so we're going to be using these for a lot of what we need to do. But really, we're just going to, because we're going to have all this depot stuff, we'll be coming back here in the back of this area just to sort of check on things. For the most part, we just need a little bit of a path to run down. So I think we're going to actually encase these guys inside walls. And then we'll have an opposite one on the other side, like that. Did I run out of chests? Oh, because I put them in here. And let's go ahead and let's revert those. So we would have something like that, and we would need a certain number of these roboports in this building, as well as we will need to bring items in on belts. And I don't know exactly where the belts are coming from just yet, so we're just sort of going to have to... we'll do most of this and try to keep it flexible, but items can come in like this. And then we can put a roboport on the edge. So I decided to do a solid ring, or I guess a square, of the roboports, and noticed that there was this little dead zone in the middle where the logistics robots cannot go, the construction robots can. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. We can put our chests supplying all of our stuff that we want. We can put those in the middle, leave a little space for a path, kind of like that. And will we want a double? Probably. There are a lot of items in the game that we will want, so maybe a double row. And then, is it going to line up properly? Let's find out. So if we do this kind of thing, and then we have a path so that we don't get caught inside all this stuff because we run so fast, then we can do that. Once that, and then I guess that would be like that, and then reverse it, and voila! Oh, it's spaced perfectly, more or less, kind of seems. All right, so we would want a wall there. Not here. Need a gap so that we can go and fiddle with these guys individually. We can lay out a bunch of these and fill... Oops, oh gosh. Okay, almost screwed up. Do that. And that. Let the robot... See, I'm already getting caught up. That's why we need these pathways. Just trying to run around to place these blueprints. Need the walls. Very good addition. Oh, okay, too many, but whatever. You see what I'm saying? I think that's going to work pretty nicely. We've got room up here for these recursions. I might decide to... obviously, we're going to have robots in here, the factory that's going to be above this one layer in the recursion cycle thingy, that one doesn't necessarily have robots yet. So we're either going to bring them in with belts, or we might have robots, a few roboports there. If so, then we will just bring things in and just have a chest here to bring those things in. Let's see how this lays out if I just go all the way to the end. Okay, so, oops, okay, I did screw that one up. If we decide to bring things in with robots instead of the belts, and this belt needs to be like that, then we would have exactly enough room for one more setup there. So I guess that works out nicely. We can just play it by ear. Once I've actually placed this guy in its environment inside the main base factory. Right now we are still next to the old area, crafting all my stuff. So we needed to fit all of this into this building, and I think we're going to manage to do it with a recursion or two. I went ahead and I labeled this guy up with 16 random items selection of the most used stuff to make it look like it looks like when you look at it, what's that make? It makes a lot of stuff. Well, it's going to make a lot of stuff. All this stuff has its own little guy. The only thing we really have to account for are the recursions. We need to make a ton of the gear wheels, so we need to figure that out. We also need to make a ton of, where are they? Stone bricks. What are stone bricks used a lot in? We need 1,000 just for every factory building Mark II. So we probably want a lot of those. We also need a ton of the concrete, but we probably only want 2 or 3 of those. Some of these we'll want multiples of. We have some extra space. We also can recursion stuff further if we really need to. We need to put the blueprints for these guys in here now. See how that fits. Let's do that next. Do I have a blank blueprint? Can I delete any of these? I can delete that one for sure. This one I need. This one... oh, I don't want that. I was copying over an old design. This one I will want. That one I'll want. Okay, so that's fine. We got 2. So what might be a little bit more straightforward, faster, is if I delete the power lines first, because we won't need them inside. I'll come back in later. We also don't need the lights, so we'll get rid of those as well. Any ones that are on the inside of our design, like these ones. Then we'll power it back up later. We will be getting rid of all this stuff, but probably not till I've placed everything inside the next spot. We won't be able to actually make anything for a little while because we've got to like hook everything back up now that we've pushed everything inside. It's not 100% complete. Okay, so these can get overlapped. They couldn't before because of the, I guess, the power pole situation. I don't remember exactly why I did the beacons separated like that. We can do you as one. Did I get... It looked weird when I... Let's do it again. Okay, looks good. So we want modules. No power lines there. Yes. And then with our other one, do the same thing. No power lines. Okay, yes. Then, and this should also copy over, like I have a bunch of custom settings for which ones? Or are they gone because we're no longer in the network? No, yeah, this guy right here has a little condition for the network. That'll be important. I might have to look over them anyway because we're going to be separating our network out, but I think it should still be valid. Okay, coming in here, we'll do the speed guys on tap. That's just the way I labeled it. It is this one. Oh yeah, we got plenty of room. So we're probably going to use roboports since we've got roboports in our other one. The one recursion level up. I guess we can just center this more or less. We'll be fine. I can adjust it a little bit later. Okay, and this one is the productivity. I don't plan to use efficiency ever. The only thing that's useful for is making power armor. We got lots of room in there for roboports. I've got 15. We can probably put some more in there. What did we come here for? Oh, yeah, we wanted beacons. Am I set to automatically pick up beacons? I'm not. It's fine. I got tons of extra ones. And then we also want some roboports. I've got all kinds of just random stuff that, because I've been picking up so much, putting so much down. Eventually, we will try to filter this back into the base. What did I want? Roboports. Yeah, we're right here. Oh, yeah. See, we're not making any. Oh, because that's... No, that's powered. We're not making any because we probably ran out of red circuits. No, there's red circuits there. We ran out of iron to make gear wheels. That must be it. But we're just about done with this crossover, this makeover for our base. There we go. And then we'll be able to... I had a lot of extra stuff to begin with, so I think it'll be fun. And then, I guess for this one, doesn't really matter. This is... we don't need this many robots. Oh, it doesn't scale as quite as well as the previous factory. So the next step, to take the big plunge and start actually picking up all this stuff, picking up the inserters first, then the assembly machines, and later on we will sort out all of the storage chests. It's going to be a ginormous mess. It's going to take me forever to clean all this up. Really going to be tempted to just blow it all up, and we're probably going to need it. So I'm just basically dumping a bunch of it into all of these random passive provider chests. There we go. And just as they dump more stuff on me, I'll try to figure out, like, this stuff I don't really need right now. Dump this, extra inserters, who cares? Random normal inserters, I don't even know where that came from. Yeah, look at all these chests. All these need to have something done with them. Get rid of the lights, I guess. We don't have those random flashiness. Like that. Yeah, okay, oh no, we still have a few down here. All right, let's get rid of these. And those. And then we'll get rid of the pipes as well. Don't need the pipes. And what is this? Oh, somebody couldn't carry their concrete, I guess. And we've got some random things here as well. Just trash on the ground. And then I suppose I'll pick up all the ones that are empty. Start transferring raw supplies for the stuff in the new building that is not going to change. Pick up all the old beacons. Well, that is done. And this place is starting to look a bit like a ghost town. And next thing to do, I think probably the most straightforward thing to save the most time is to compress all this stuff into a central chest location. Just put down a bunch of these guys and try to make sure that like each given ingredient only goes to a certain chest. We can distribute them here, like separate them out and then put them in there. I think that might work best. So for instance, like all these guys only have like, yeah, see, they didn't have that much of the stone. Let's put all of the logistics robots in one. We'll put stone in one. We'll put ore in one, etc., like that. Let's try to find ones that look like they only have basic materials, and we'll move upwards in terms of complexity. Like we'll have one for gear wheels, one for iron plates. If we need an extra chest for these things, of course, we can just use a second one. But I think this is probably going to be faster transferring it here, collecting all these. A lot of these guys, most of them, well, okay, that guy's got a lot. But that guy's only got 10 locomotives. Okay, that's not much space. That guy has a lot. I guess I had extra, but this guy doesn't have much, okay? So it's kind of a mixed bag. What about these guys? Yeah, we can probably try this, see what happens. Yeah, no big deal. My inventory can take it. Okay, we'll do the same thing with the next level. Boom. Robots are doing their thing. Soon enough, this place, look at it. It's going to be totally empty. And we are done. Absolutely all of the quality of life stuff has now been crammed into this factory building Mark III. We're actually going to dump this guy in here until we're ready to strip him and reuse him. We do have some overflow items, lots of just extra circuits and whatnot, or all the different things that will go into these, mostly into the passive provider chests. Some things I had made in huge numbers, like have a lot of concrete, because it takes 5,000 for every single factory building Mark III. So we'll just filter that back in as we're able. Most of this is done. We have a little logistics area for our recursion gear wheel thing. We have some room for other stuff in here too, which we might do. We need to set up some of these extras, and we need to bring in water, lubricant, and sulfuric acid for these extra guys, which aren't quite done. Gonna wait till we get him actually inside the interior of our main base, inside the factory building, recursion, before I set those up, so we can see exactly where they're coming in from. Also need lubricant for these three. I might move those if it's more convenient to have them over here and like have the other lubricant guy like all in one spot so that the pipe doesn't take up much space. Might do that. We have a little bit left to do, but most of it's done. I have set up individual circuit conditions for all of these. So like this guy, this guy's only gonna swing and take things out of this assembly machine if there's less than 200 in this circuit network. They all have those. I haven't set up these guys yet. There's still work to be done. Don't get me wrong, but most of it's done. Oh, that's right. I was going to put... do we have room to put you in here? If I move you... Okay, you were... Explosives. Gonna want explosives so we can play around with some fun toys. Oh, yeah, a little bit cramped. Okay, let me just set this guy to explosives to remember. We're going to be stripping this guy out. He's getting replaced by all this stuff. But he's got a lot of stock stuff, stockpiled belts and underground belts and inserters and stuff that I want to make sure that we don't run out of those things as we're hooking things back up. And we'll empty those things as we go. But it's time to put him inside the base. We did it. The only thing outside of the base is the power, the train stop stuff, the roboports to transfer the items coming from trains into the base, and our old train stops and trains and these kind of things, which basically what I'm going to do off camera in between this episode and next episode is we're going to just sort of hook that stuff back up so that our factory works as we continue to fiddle with it. I think one of these guys was meant to be my quality of life. So we're just going to swap him out. So there's our quality of life. These guys haven't been hooked up. Basically, I just have to run a bunch of belts, and then because we did decide to use the logistics system here, because it's just more space efficient, it works nicer, it makes our layout look prettier. We're going to need some roboports. I don't have any on me. We're going to need some roboports here just to transfer some items. I don't have any of the passive provider chests either. But yeah, everything is inside the base. We can even set up the very basics of it with this guy. So if he, like the first one would have to be there. How dense could we make this? And do I have room to do all four? It doesn't look like it. So let's actually pick those up. Let's pick up as much as we can prior to those splitters. Do we need those splitters? Yes. Yes, we do. Okay. So, grab Mr. Beltskis. Oh, and looks like we need to go on a supply. Oh, this is not going to work. Okay. Knew I... Oops! How many times in this series have I done that? Thinking I'm on the wrong tool belt without actually looking. Pick these guys up. New design. I just radically revamped our design in my brain. And it's going to look... something like that. And then we'll need two for the inner ones. This guy can go here, and this guy can go there. There. Bam. Okay. We'll do the same one here. Like that. Just a quick and dirty solution to get this up and running. Okay, so I need the red chests, the passive providers. I also need some construction robots, all of which should be... we need to add some more labels to these things. So it makes it easier to navigate. I also thought about having colored concrete on the ground to kind of like you're in episode 1 of Star Trek The Next Generation, and the ship is telling you where to go. So we could have a colored track to go to the research, colored track to go to oil, colored track to go to quality of life, resources, all that kind of stuff. So I need these guys, logistics robots. Let's just get a decent number. That's a lot. And what else do I need? I need these red chests. Okay, that should be enough for us to just do this very basic beginner setup stuff. I need to run around because I can't actually walk through that part. Okay, there we go. Oh, let's go ahead and limit these. They don't need to have a... They don't need to be fully buffered because I'm going to replace them pretty soon anyway. And apparently this is not set up right. Okay, go ahead and limit those. What's going on here? Those are facing the right way. This guy was just facing the wrong way. Okay. Okay, are all you limited? You are. Lovely. Then we will need to... Let's see, we want the inner 4, I think. So we will request iron ore. And let's say 500 for each one. There are a few robots in the system. Oh, I didn't want all of you. No. Give me those back. We need some from the inside. Okay, lots of robots. They're gonna go nuts until it catches up a little bit. And the belts aren't set up over here. Oh, I should limit these as well. Uh-oh. Okay. Give me all that. And then we will say... Here you go, guys. And these guys also will need a setting. I might move these around, so actually I might wait on this because I want to try to fit in space for the power up here. And there's so many, every single one of the connections on this guy needs to be made with a belt. So the routing on that might be a bit finicky. So I think we'll just wait a little bit on that. But we have begun. 21 episodes in, and we have recursioned almost our entire base. Power will be next. And then we have room to work on our endgame train stops, which means we can start making our massive train depot mining operations out here, which means we can set up our beaconed final form research, which means we can start doing infinite research and launching rockets. Hooray! Exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will see you next time. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.